Well, it was a swell day in Bullet Hell. Well, above Bullet Hell on our way down to it. We gotta kill Gunslingers, which I think are bustiers. Rah, 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 bustiers. We're in the second half of the 80s. I've been doing some streams offline. Or not some streams offline, that doesn't make sense. Doing some Gungeon offline, unstreamed, just uploaded. And I've been really enjoying it. I kind of want to treat this one like some of the stuff I've been taking from those, and I wanted to discuss a particular subject. So I'm reading Infinite Jest, and it kind of takes place in the near future. Probably, actually, it would be our past, based on like kind of extrapolating from the time of the thing. But the author it's kind of supposed to be a. The book was published in 1996, so written sometime leading up to 96. And it's set in a near future when, you know, the reason it's hard to tell is because there's this thing called subsidized time in the book where the years are basically bought out. There's a bidding that takes place, and then they're bought by different companies or manufacturers or whatever. And the year gets to be named by that company. So, like, the very first one, I think, was the year of the Whopper. That is, you know, Burger King was the company that won the first bidding war for the subsidized calendar year. So the months are still the same. Time is not, like, somehow different, but it's not referred to as 2016 or 2012 or whatever. It's referred to as the year of the Whopper. The next year is not the year of the Whopper 2. It's, you know, it's, I think the year of the Purdue Wonder Chicken or the year of the Tux Medicated Pad or things like that. And it's intentionally meant to be kind of confusing for both the reader and, you know, the citizens of the world. It's less confusing for the citizens of the world within the book because, of course, it's on all their calendars, basically. They have enough time to write it. It's abbreviated pretty often in the book, so you have to really pay attention. There's one moment in the book that I think, you know, someone writing a book report about it would probably have that page bookmarked where they list the chronological order of the subsidized years. But it's not terribly important. Let's check it first because we're not going to need to come back this way. But, anyway, the book kind of, it's not set in a utopia, but it's set in a United States that's part of the Organization of North American Nations, the ONAN, which is another joke, because I believe ONAN is the guy who invented masturbation, according to the Bible. If I understand that correctly. He's pretty good with his puns. He's got a real Thomas Pynchon penchant for great, not puns, but initialism. Basically making a lot of very well thought out. There's one. Anyway. Let's get to the topic at hand, the actual topic. I want to talk about utopias in fiction and attempted utopias in reality. And I have a little note card here because I actually wanted to talk about this a little bit. The way I've been thinking about it, there's three broad, kind of overarching styles of utopias, at least in fiction. And I think it's pretty interesting to kind of just look at all of them and discuss why they don't work. And it's interesting. So the first one is the class-based one. That's That'd be something like Brave New World, where in order to have a utopia, you have to have some sort of control, complete control of the lower classes. It also, I think, would be what H.G. Wells' Time Machine does with the Molochs. I think they're called the Molochs, being like the industrial class that lives underground, and basically, from their perspective, it's not a utopia, but a full-on dystopia. And then you have... 1984 doesn't really rely on class disparity as much. It's more of a political kind of government control. There's not really the ability to rebel because excuse me, because of surveillance and stuff. And I guess a surveillance network-based utopia. Well, no, that kind of goes back to my third one, so we'll keep that one separate. So Brave New World and the Time Machine are good examples of the first type, which is the class-based or political utopia. There's another type of class-based utopia, but it's still in the same category, and that's the exclusion-based, where there's an area of extreme resource proficiency, not proficiency, of resource abundance is what I'm thinking of. And usually you'll have like a glassed-in city or something like that. There's I think, the strictness of these comes more from keeping people out. I can't think of an example. I'm sure there's kind of one in, well, no, this is more the direct class-based one and less the exclusivist one. But in Final Fantasy XIV, oh wow, that was a bad dodge. There's this city called Yulmlor where, in order to keep the blessing of these divine beings, the wealthy have to like essentially sacrifice what they call the sinful, the poor people. I think this is a more this is a combination of two of the ones I have on my list, but not really. I don't want to spin the key yet. Yeah, and another thing is, none of these utopias exist in a bubble. None of these ideas exist wholly on their own. They're all kind of based on kind of crossing over a couple of these different things. But I don't know. So for the class-based one is also the political one. It's also the exclusivist one, the closed-door policy one, where a country or a city or a society in general with abundance of resources has a functional utopia where they need for nothing because of the natural bounty they have. And they're in a situation where basically they don't have to work. And in not having to work, you get a utopia. Every time I don't pick up a key, I should pick up. The next fucking chest has a fuse on it. And that's like kind of an ideal utopia in some ways, in that it's a utopia where they're not actively harming anyone within their society, but they're harming the remainder of the world by excluding it from this bounty. So the thing is, or the way that this one usually appears is, there's a utopia, these people have tons of resources, and outside there's like desolation. So there could either be a city that has half as many resources, and both inside and out are kind of suffering. I wish I had an example of this one. Maybe... I don't know, I think it'd be like Mad Max. In Mad Max, there's the water... Mad Max Fury Road, there's the water zone where the Water Lord is keeping his people alive. And right on the outside, I mean, that's not really a utopia, but this is the best example I can think of off the top of my head. He's got all the water under his thumb, and he's essentially saying, if you're not part of the group that's paying fealty to me, you're excluded from it. That's still a class-based one. It's not because, you know, he's sitting on the top and using... He's not really using the people below him, though, so maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of fun to find which ways these fit in, and it's a Venn diagram. There's a crossing over of many of these ideas expressed in each thing. Then there's the... What do I have? I guess that would kind of include... No. Then there's the escapist utopia. So I think this is one that we saw pretty recently in Ready Player One. It's a virtual reality kind of simulation of a utopia. I forgot what the world was called in this one. And this one blends more with a technology-based utopia more so than any other one, because, I mean, this idea doesn't necessarily need technology to work, but I think the technological aspect of it works in a lot of ways. I've thought of 3 subcategories for the escapist one. There's altered reality through technology, which is like VR or something along those lines. There's hallucinatory, people using drugs to kind of sit in a utopia. You see a lot of this in like in, you know, near future things where basically they're referencing like the harem, opium dens of China, where people are just kind of in a blissful ignorance. And then there's the religious utopia, which is, you know, kind of cult-based utopia, where you're more likely to... But hallucinatory is the drug-based one. Then there's the cult utopia of... oh my god, I can't think. Oh, of religion, where, you know, it doesn't matter what actual suffering there is, the utopia is in the mind. And I think all of these are in the mind. They're not functional utopias. There's still physical suffering, and existence isn't bliss as soon as you open your eyes, basically. So it's the escapist utopia. Then there's the technological utopias, and there's 2, I guess, subcategories I would put in the technological utopia. There is the positive and the negative technological utopia, and those would be surveillance states would be the negative technological utopia, Big Brother style situations, 1984, etc. There are the utopias where you create a series of robots or automated systems that handle all of the unpleasant aspects of existence. Where everything, I mean, there've been plenty of these in like kind of steampunk situations, where this like great Victorian city basically is like run perfectly. It could happen. It happens in cyberpunk stuff too. Cyberpunk's usually a little bit more noir and dark, but I think the idea is pretty similar, where robotics exist to such a degree that there is no human suffering. Please stop. Where either there's augmentation, so you don't have the problems of the limitations of the body, or there's, wow, that was actually kind of close. or there's you know, medical miracles. There's automated systems, etc., etc. There's a lot of different ways to do it, to do the technological utopia. Just depends on what you want to use as your technology of choice. Whether it's genetics, that's Andrew Ryan's technology, or utopia. Yeah, here are two good examples. The utopias of Columbia versus the utopias of Rapture. The utopia of Rapture. Columbia in Bioshock Infinite is a religious utopia. It is a closed-door, nearly hallucinatory utopia based on the promise of God's blessing. It has more of the two first ones, the class-based utopia and the escapist one, the religious one. And it's actually, I think that, and you know, original Bioshock is more of a technology-based utopia. Oh God, I let that get so close. Wherein genetics are the driving force. That are keeping people. Oh fuck. Alright, I didn't want to use my other blank there, but I had to. Where genetic modification is keeping people alive and keeping them happier. Also closed door. It's a major rejection of the government. So in that regard, it's a little different. Or it's a combination of a couple utopian ideas, technology and class-based. There's like a couple capitalist kind of utopic visions. I don't know, it's kind of hard to talk about this without someone to kind of bounce the ideas off. Because I run into walls, and I'm not writing this down, so I'm not thinking it. I mean, I wrote down these ideas, but then I was like, let's just wing it after that and see how it goes, bringing in a subject to a stream. That's something I was actually talking to Nate about how it would be helpful to have something specific to discuss so that the dead air is not filled. But it's hard to discuss it fluently with no one around. Okay. How much is this? How much is this gonna be? 30. I mean, we weren't going to the rat anyway. I fucked this one up like severely last time. So we'll hope for a little bit better. I think I already did better than the entire last time. Damn. Hey. It's all about the first one. Doesn't matter what happens once it just has to get past screen. Hey Roddy, how's it going? What? I saw you playing the ship earlier. That was not worth it, so we're gonna sell it. Oh, okay. Well, if you show. Oh, that's super weird. Huh? We got back exactly what we spent on the challenge. That's neat. I don't think I want the sling, not on this particular run. Oh, that's what we were gonna buy, I think. Yeah, that wasn't worth it, but I think I am gonna go after. I'm not gonna gun force for the rest of this run because I'm gonna go after more pieces of gun night just to disappoint myself. Oh, yeah, the Abbey, yeah. I was like, what's the AB? It's very obvious what the AB is, but, you know, sometimes you're born stupid. Oh, okay, that's what I was using. It's like, I know, I feel like I was using a different gun. But yeah, I was talking about utopias, Roddy, and I wanted, like, fictional utopias because there haven't been any real ones. Maybe people have claimed utopias. And I didn't look any of this up, but I wanted to talk about, like, some different concepts for utopias, and I broke it down into 3 categories. The, I get it. Gay stuff. Aw, man. Fuck. I gotta stop using ammo. Oh, why is this gun, like, off-center? Why is it shooting out of the bottom of the gun? Really? That's crazy. What does Stephen Hawking know about the Fruitopia Corporation? Feels like he's playing with fire, messing with a company that big. Yeah, Snapple's on the facts. And you know that 50% of the Snapple facts aren't facts? That they just, like, randomly choose which ones are... Or they'll randomly lie on some of them. When someone told me that, I was fucking heartbroken. Man, I am very lucky about that dodge. But anyway, 3 types of Fruitopia. God damn it, 3 types of utopias. The class-based one, where there's a class that's in... that has no struggles, and then there's a... doesn't have any struggles, and then there's a lower class that does all of the grunt work. There's, you know, the sewer workers, whatever. The Time Machine by EtG Wells and Ray Bradbury's Brave New World are examples of that. Well, the bigger part of Brave New World is an example of that. There's also part of the second type, the escapist utopia, where it's mental vacations or virtual reality or hallucinatory experiences or religious fervor that leads to the belief that that someone is not experiencing any pain or suffering, that someone's living in a utopia without actually having to live in a utopia. And then there's the idea of the technology-based utopia, whereas with every advancement in technology, we get closer to a pain-free existence. We get closer to a world in which no one suffers. And I think the idea... Yeah, well, the idea is that none of these are actual utopias, that there's always a cost, that sometimes it's valiant, it's honorable to work towards these things, but it's also worthwhile to not lose sight of the, you know, the fact that they are essentially impossible. Utopias don't even exist. Oh, there's also the exclusive utopia, which is part of the what I call the class-based utopia, because it puts some people in a perfect existence and other people not. So there's the closed-door utopia, which is the exclusive one, where you have an area of... well, I mean, even heaven is considered a utopia, the way that it's portrayed in the Bible. It's a closed-door, class-based utopia where the religious chosen live in bliss and everybody else toils and suffers. And it's that same fiction that's been, you know, that's been going on forever, is this idea that there has to be suffering for there to be enjoyment. There has to be someone experiencing some sort of loss or something. So in the technological utopias, a lot of the time it seems like, you know, they'll do things like they'll make robots, or they'll make artificial intelligence, or they'll make something like that to kind of handle the more like drudgery of existence, and then usually in those utopias, sentience is gained by the technology, or they're shit. And I know these are all fictions, so they have to have conflict or whatever, but you know, sentience is gained by a technological being or an alien race or whatever, or an artificial intelligence, and that leads to its perception of suffering as a way to kind of make sure that we realize that there's always a cost to utopia. I think it's the flimsiest one. I think the technological utopia is actually the one that makes the most sense. The utopia wherein oh my god, I cannot believe I dodged that. Wherein we develop machinery that takes away all the suffering in some way or another by either handling it itself or replacing the need for that stuff. Whoa. Alright. Blank real quick. Jeez, that looks so fast. That's burning through ammo so quickly, too. Don't get hit by this one. Okay, sweet. Oh god, I almost got hit by the one bullet off by its lonesome. Sorry, I can't think about my topic of discussion while I'm this close to an FOK. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. That was a really, really good fight. So we could either get what's in this chest, or we can get the bracket key. And I think... I don't feel like I even need to say which one I'm going to do. We're going to get the bracket key. Magic beans! Technology could also be... Oh, Lord. Okay, so we're not going to get the bracket key. Huh. That was a surprising turn of events. Turn-up events. But we're still not going to get the bracket key. Oh, yeah. Nah. Not gonna do it. The fucking chamber gun. Chamber gun, finish gun, chamber gun, finish gun. I don't know. I really like the idea of it because I think Infinite Jest really doesn't... They show simultaneously the utopic aims of the characters in the book and the dystopic reality of those aims without ever... The book never pretends that the aims of the people seeking for a utopia are going to work. Like, it's a comedy, it's a satire, so there's kind of a pathetic, like, faltering attempt made by politicians to, like, reach this utopia. And it comes with immediate and pronounced costs. In all of these utopic ideas, there's a cost. The technological one, technological utopia is the one with the least direct cost, and I think that's why it's the one that I think is the most rational. Usually it's some resource, like there has to be huge farms for, like, huge wind farms or huge... they're using, like, whale oil or something to produce this magic juice that powers all the things in like Dishonored or something. Technological ones, they always have to kind of make an arbitrary cost, more so than literally any of the other ones. There's an arbitrary cost associated with the Utopia collapsing, or something that just we don't know about the reality of. Yeah. Or no. I think maybe it was Surviving Mars. It was set on a... Yeah, no, he played two of them. He played an ice one. Some sort of ice-based game that you have to survive a colony on. Frostpunk. And then he played, yeah, Surviving Mars. Yeah, those are different games. Now I'm thinking about it. Oh, cool. Man, I'm surprised it's on Humble. That game was like freaking crushing it on the charts for its first couple months. Last month was cool. Last month is the reason I got back into Humble. It was Senua's Sacrifice and something else. Alright, this is actually the worst boss for the thingy. Fire. God, this beam weapon is impressively good with ammo. Oh, Senua's Sacrifice and Moonlight are on the last one. Both. Man, I was supposed to stop gun coursing. Okay. Okay. Really good story. Decent combat. It's basically a game I got for Jackie to play. The story's really good. You could put it on easy and get this, like, nah, I can't steal. I'm not picking that shit up. I'm not giving away double vision. The power of drank. I don't know. I guess I wish I had come in with a greater point to talk about Utopias. Everybody knows the ones with the class-based ones. There's like a human cost to whatever enjoyment. There's an equal or greater amount of suffering compared to pleasure, to abundance. The closed door kind of exclusivist one means that there are people suffering on the other side. Every fucking run, dude. Every fucking run is chamber gun, finished gun. Every run. It is insane. It's like actually insane. So I have 5 curse now. I had 0 before, I think. Hey. Little spit at me. Little GG. Dang, man. Chamber gun, finish gun. I mean, that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna burn through bullet hell with it. Once I hit 100 on this streak, I will no longer use either the chamber gun or the finish gun. Not just in this streak. In general. I will never use them again. Until then, not gonna give them up. Deal? Does that sound like a deal to everybody? I'm really mad. This is like the fucking run of incredible active items. Ooh, almost fell off. The ability to steal, we would have had bracket key very easily. We could have had, I mean, even pushing a gun friendship was kicking ass and snaking ass. So there's like absolutely no chance we're going to get a Gun Knight transformation, the Cormorant, as he's actually titled. So we're going to stop that. I don't want to spend any keys until after I've made sure there's not a key shop. Hey, there's Jackie calling. Hello? Alright, sorry, I was on the phone with Jackie. No. I mean, I got some glasses, some sunglasses, but I didn't get those for Prime Day. I got them because someone showed me them. I think they might have had a Prime discount, but it wasn't on Amazon. I think other places are actually, like, Amazon has made a fucking national holiday. Yeah, no, it was on Massdrop, or whatever Massdrop is calling it. Why did I do this? Why did I go this way? Whatever Massdrop is calling itself now, Droply or Drop It or something, or just I know it's just Drop It now, which is not a better name. Hey, I had one of those. Do not get water in it, or it won't work anymore. I don't even remember getting water in it, but I apparently got water in it, and it don't work no more. So, sucks donut. Do 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 do. I try, bump, 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 I try, but I never gonna get it. But yeah, I got a pair of screen glasses, like glasses that reduce eye strain or whatever. I don't know. Let's see. Why is it? God, this is a crappy way. You should be able to zoom this out. Iron Slug. No. Overdose? No. Alternative Rock. Oh, it's Alternative Rock, duh. It's the, it's with the fast melter. Yeah. Alternative Rock is really fucking good. But I mean, I pretty much have to use this for this site. Oh, fuck. Wow. Almost screwed that up still. I mean, I have the RC Rocket, and I can't really use it. There we go. Yeah, the finish gun is like beyond broken. And I understand it. I said this in the last video I got it, which was probably just the last video, because it drops all the fucking time. It's supposed to be you're done with this game kind of thing. Like, you've done everything. Here's the thing that is you saying you don't need to do anything in this game. But yeah, I got those glasses. And I don't know if I'm actually gonna use them. Because I didn't get... Okay, so you know how... You've seen people wearing the anti-glare glasses or the anti-blue flicker glasses, but they're like yellow. These ones actually look like they're actual shades. So they might actually be good for driving. I don't like the yellow one that looks like I have pee-pee eyes. I'm not a pee-pee boy, so I didn't get those. I just want I need everyone to know that I'm not a pee-pee boy. I'm a big man. Oh, I think these are specifically like gamer computer user glasses. The one that they were selling on Drop, I almost bought the yellow ones just because I was like, who cares if it looks like pee-pee boy glasses? They'll be good for my eyes. And then I saw that it had Heroes of the Storm like printed on the side, and I was like, fuck that. I don't even play Heroes of the Storm. I don't even know that. I don't even know what. I think it's a MOBA, but I know it's a genre of game that I've never even played. It's either a MOBA or it's a hero shooter. Like, so I would feel disingenuous wearing the branding for an arena-based multiplayer game. Oh, okay, it's all of... Yeah, that's what it is. It's all of their big names from all of their other games. Duking it out. It was like Tracer and Robo from Overwatch in it. What's Robo's name? Genji? Yeah, Genji. The ones I wanted that were still yellow had like a horn rim? Or no. What's the turtle thing? Tortoise shell. They would have also been horn rim, but they were definitely tortoise shell. Oh, maybe it wasn't Genji. Maybe it was Zarya. But anyway, I never played the game. I've never played any MOBA in my life, so I think I played the free portion of what? How did that fill up? Ah! Oh yeah, because I got that pink one. Damn it. I'm going for the turbo blow. The turbo blow blip 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 blip. Oh, it was Battleborn. It was Gearbox's anti-Overwatch MOBA hero-based shooter combo. A game that was extremely boring to play. Even in the demo portion of it, man, or the first like free level of it, it was so fucking boring. It was so muddy and murky that you couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. So there's 3 genres that happened in the last like 2 years that, or maybe 4 years now, that have really just like come saturated and then disappeared. No, the MOBA's been around for longer. So the hero-based shooter, the MOBA, and the Battle Royale. There seems to be a new genre appearing that seems to have relations with MOBAs, called the auto chess genre. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what the first one was called. And again, it's another one that I know nothing about. The only reason I've even touched a Battle Royale is because a couple of them were free. Oh, the thing, I saw Donkey's video about it, and he said like even League of Legends couldn't ruin the inherently fun aspect of, or the inherently like functionally enjoyable aspect of an auto chess. But I don't really care. I'm sure it's not. I think when people say that it's, and again, I don't know anything about it, but that seems to be what people say when they don't yet fully understand the mechanics. I know that Hafu, who's somebody I watch who does a lot of Hearthstone, which I don't even really like Hearthstone, but I just watch her because she's nice. She's like the #1 teamfight tactics player, I think. And she's maintained that for a little while now. Is teamfight tactics, is that the league one? Yeah. So there's no way that it's 100% random if someone is consistently winning a greater number of times than 50% over at, extended period of time playing it. I think you just have to be extremely knowledgeable and extremely patient with maybe obscure mechanics. That doesn't mean it's enjoyable. If it feels like it's random, then that's bad design in general. I don't even, it's not something I would mess with because the name, yeah, but I mean, racehorsing is not 100% random either. That's a silly thing to say. It's not even close to random. Why are there odds if it were close to random? I think the bigger point is if it doesn't feel like the game makes it obvious the ways in which one can win or lose, then it feels random, and that's a badly designed game. Again, I'm sure you do have control, you just are not aware of it from not being that invested in the genre. Which, again, I don't want to argue about it, but it's like, it's half of one, it's, you know, two halves of the other. It's different versions of similar things. If the game feels random, it's badly designed. It doesn't matter if it actually is or not. But I mean, I just kind of hate the throwing the word random around when people say this game is random. I've seen super highly upvoted posts on the Gungeon subreddit that are like, oh, I figured out how to win Gungeon. You just wait until you get a black chest on the first floor, and then you win Gungeon. And it's like, there are people who think that this game is waiting for an easy win, says the man just standing in one place and pressing the trigger on with a finished gun. It's not, dude. Play Isaac. Like, that's what people say when they don't know about the game but just want to deride it. They just want to say it's trash. I mean, I've won games of Isaac where I've had extremely good weapons, and I've lost ones where I've had, or I've won ones where I've had bad weapons or bad situations, and I've won ones where I've had good ones. It's knowledge, performance, and then a percentage of it is chance. Whoa, that's not doing any damage at all. Oh, I forgot. If you hit it with that before it comes out, it doesn't take any damage. You have to actually wait till the heart is visible. And that's true for any beam weapon. No? What? That's fucked up. Wow. That sucked. I saw it do one tick of damage and then just stop. 3 cycles. It's been a long time since I've had one of those. Man, it is so fucking hot in here. Yeah, not even a 2 cycle. No es un dos cycle. You get a lead god though. What was this shrine? I think I just kind of like speed walked through it. Oh, who gives a fuck? Ah. Okay. Okay. I didn't know things could get even better on this run. Yeah, did you know that they added that 2 armor thing to the robot with the last update? Because I fucking didn't. There was a lot of probably mentioned in the patch notes, but not mentioned otherwise stuff with the last update. God, it's so fucking hot in here. Anthem's going free to play, or no, Destiny 2 went free to play. Anthem's gonna go free to play. Of course it did. It bombed before it was released because they saw that it was Destiny. That it was the game Destiny again. Like, Destiny already fucking bombed. And EA's connection to BioWare. It means that if Dragon Age 5 or 6 or whatever the fuck doesn't do well, it might be the end of BioWare. I'm gonna say something that, like, I hate to say because of how much I love the Mass Effect series, but, like, at this point, who gives a fuck? Like, goodbye, BioWare. You I don't. It doesn't matter that EA saved you from shutting down. It's over. Like, you've had ample chances, and it just... Once Casey Hudson, or whatever his name is, left the Mass Effect team, that's the end of BioWare, right? I just, like, it kind of has to be. You don't take the director of the one series that was consistently good. I don't care to have a debate about the ending of Mass Effect 3. Who's Army of Two? What the fuck is Army of Two? It sounds like a terrible, like, Call of Duty knockoff. Like a co-op, Resident Evil 5 co-op kind of Army of, or Call of Duty game. Oh, okay, yeah. Cool. They named it so you could tell how bad it was in the name. That's at least honorable of them. So it's not first person, it's third person, but otherwise it probably still plays just like a regular military shooter. Dead Space, okay. Dead Space 1 and I think 2 are pretty revered. Visceral games. I like the atmosphere of Dead Space. I like if a thing's gonna be a horror, I like it when it's a mental horror, not just gore, not just jump scares. Like, see, I didn't feel a lot of the. Oh my god, how the fuck were those bullets going through me? But I didn't feel like that was the point of it. The point of it was like the fucked up world building. I don't know. They didn't feel like jump scares. That's one of the few like horror games that I've ever played that I didn't get tired of because of the jump scares, because it didn't feel like the jump scares were the point. It felt like the jump scares just kind of happen, and you were being taught to look at everything like it's gonna get up. I feel like if you were surprised by a corpse getting up in Dead Space, you weren't really paying attention while you were playing Dead Space. I forgot about this. I forgot I said I'm using these till I get to 100. Yeah, they were weird reflected bullets, but they definitely entered my body zone. Yipes! See, that one hit me. I can still take damage. I'm not Neo from the Matrix. AKA God. You ever heard of him? Even though I was tempted to just stand still and see what happened, I couldn't, like, turn off my dodges. I'll watch that clip in a second. But yeah, I was definitely hit. I was definitely hit over and over. Went the wrong way, huh? Oh, this is Sparta. They're running out of shit for their names. I thought it was just supposed to be like adjective, noun. Oh yeah, these reflect. All but the big one reflect. Wait. Oh, okay. I had already reflected it. I try. But I'm never gonna give this. Boom, boom, boom. This is probably a pretty boring conclusion to this. Probably pretty boring run overall, honestly, but... Whoops. What? Did I have something that made that throw a green orb out? That's not true. Ugh. Oh. It's probably not an orb then. It'd be a weird guitar pick if it were an orb. We're definitely way over the DPS cap, so I probably don't need to double vision with this one, but no one's allowed to tell me what to do. Do 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 do. Okay, almost fucked that up. Ah, man, I almost got hit. Looking up at chat like a fucking dummy. Falklegoof. Alright, let's watch this clip, baby. Oops. Where'd it go? Oh, it's on the other thing. How the fuck? I didn't feel a lot of the. Oh my god. How the fuck? I didn't feel a lot of the. Oh my god. How the fuck? I didn't feel a lot of the. Oh my god. How the fuck? I didn't feel a lot of the. Oh my god. How the fuck? I didn't feel a lot of the. Okay, God, I couldn't stop it. I didn't know where to click to stop it. Whew. Hearing that over and over was giving me palpitations. Like Emperor Palpatine. Yo, this screen is going bonkers. Binoculars. Oh yeah. 87. AD7. Anyway, we were talking about utopias before, and now the discussion is the only kind of utopia that's even close to being functional is a technological utopia, but that has the problem of turning into a Wall-E situation where everybody's too fat and lazy to realize that the utopia has taken away their human-animal movement legs.